Here are 5 things that I see at every single open house. And I've done a lot of open houses. And after a while, you stop being surprised by much. You stop paying attention to the houses and start paying attention to the people. There are patterns that show up over and over. Not some of the time, but almost every single open house. And honestly, I think these patterns tell you more about how people actually buy houses than any market report ever could. So here are 5 things that I see at almost every open house I host. Number 1, dads go to the garage first. I don't know who made this rule. No one talks about it. It just happens. Family walks in, mom heads towards the kitchen, the kids disappear somewhere. Dad is already standing in the garage nearly every single time. And what's funny is a lot of dads show up with a tape measure. I am not kidding. They'll measure the width, measure the depth, see if the truck fits, see if the mower fits, check where shelves would go, figure out if there's room for a workbench. And here in Nebraska, they're not just looking at the garage, they're looking at house orientation as well. Which way does the driveway face? What's winter going to be like? Will snow drift here? How much sun is this driveway going to get in January? Because after you've shoveled enough snow, you start noticing things you never cared about before. And the funny part is most dads know whether a garage works for them in about 60 seconds, long before they've seen the rest of the house. Number 2, one person is imagining life there, the other is calculating. This might be the biggest pattern I see. Every showing has those 2 people. One's imagining their life there. They're figuring out where the Christmas tree goes, where the kids will sleep, whether they can host family gatherings, what it would actually feel like to live there. And the other person, well, they're calculating the mortgage payment, property taxes, interest rates, how old the roof is, how old the HVAC is, what needs fixed, how much everything costs. Same house, completely different experience. And honestly, you need both people. The dreamer, make sure you actually want the house. The calculator, make sure you don't make a terrible decision. The couples that struggle are usually the ones where both people are doing the same job. And if both people are dreaming, nobody is asking the hard questions. And if both people are calculating, nobody gets excited about anything. The couples that seem to make the best decisions usually have one of each. One imagines the future, one keeps them out of trouble. And speaking of people who tell you exactly what they think, number 3, kids are the most honest people in the house. Adults are polite, kids aren't. Kids walk into a house and immediately tell everyone exactly how they feel. This room is tiny. I hate this house. I want this room. This basement is awesome. I've seen kids claim bedrooms before their parents have even made it to the kitchen. I've seen kids sprint directly to the backyard, straight to the basement, straight to the stairs. And what's funny is kids don't care about any of the things adults obsess over. They don't care about countertops. They don't care about cabinet colors. They don't care about the interest rates. They're looking at completely different things. Can I play here? Can my friends come over? Do I have space? Is this fun? And while they don't get the final vote, I've learned not to completely ignore what they're telling us, because kids react to how a house feels, not how it photographs. Number 4, everyone has one deal breaker, and they usually know it in about 10 seconds. One of the biggest mistakes buyers make is thinking they need to spend an hour walking through a house to know if it's right. Most people know a lot sooner than that. I had a woman walk into a house once, look around for maybe 10 seconds. She asked where the fireplace was. I told her there wasn't one. She said, okay, turned around and left. That was the open house she attended. Over. I've seen the same thing with garages, backyards, kitchen layouts, primary bathrooms, pantry. Some people need a fenced yard. Some people need a walk-in pantry. And some people need a large garage. Some people want a certain school district. Whatever it is, they know almost immediately. That's one reason I don't spend much time trying to convince people. Most buyers know the answer pretty quickly. What usually takes longer is admitting if the house doesn't have the thing you care most about. It's probably not the house. And that leads to the last thing that I see all the time. Number 5, nobody talks about snow removal until after they move in. This one is Nebraska specific. Nobody asks about snow removal in July. Nobody. They're looking at kitchens, bathrooms, paint colors, backyards. No one is standing in a driveway in July thinking about January. But you probably should, because after people move in, suddenly it matters a lot. That south-facing driveway, north-facing driveway, wind exposure, shade, ice, snow drifting, it all matters. I've talked to homeowners who figured out pretty quickly that their driveway experience was completely different from their neighbors. One gets sunshine, one stays icy. One gets drifting snow, one doesn't. And it's something I talk about now because I didn't appreciate it when I first got into real estate. The longer I've been around houses, the more I've realized people spend a lot of time thinking about move-in day and not enough time thinking about those random Tuesdays. Random Tuesdays are where life actually happens. Winter mornings, school drop-offs, taking the trash out, pulling into the driveway after work. The things that seem boring are often the things that matter most after you've lived there for a year or more. If you're buying a house, here's my advice. Pay attention to what you do during the first 30 seconds after you walk in. Where do you go? What do you look at? What are you trying to answer? Because that's usually the things that matter the most to you. Perhaps the garage, the kitchen, the backyard, the basement. Whatever that is, you probably know yourself better than you think. And once you figure what matters most, house hunting gets a whole lot easier. Thanks. Have a good day.